The folded note landed beside my coffee so quietly that I almost thought it had slipped from the receipt. But when I opened it, my heart stopped. In shaky handwriting it read, "Please don't leave town today. Meet me behind the old train station at 9 p.m. Come alone. I think I know who you are." Before I could even look up, the waitress leaned close enough for only me to hear and whispered, "Meet me at 9 p.m. alone," then walked away as if nothing had happened. In that single moment, every painful memory I had spent 15 years trying to bury came rushing back. Before we continue, if you believe in kindness, hope, forgiveness, compassion, and second chances, please take a moment to like this video, share it with someone you care about, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps these stories reach hearts that may need them today. My name is Nathan, and I had driven into a small town outside Springfield, Illinois, only because my truck needed repairs. I had planned to eat breakfast, pay the mechanic, and continue west toward Colorado, where I had accepted a construction job after losing almost everything back home. My marriage had ended years earlier. My parents had both passed away within months of each other. I carried no family photographs anymore because every picture reminded me of the daughter I had never found after a terrible courthouse paperwork mistake during a chaotic custody dispute. Despite years of searching, every trail had disappeared, and eventually everyone told me to let go. I never truly did. The young waitress couldn't have been older than 24. Her name tag read Grace. She smiled politely at every customer. Yet every time she looked toward my booth, it felt as though she recognized something hidden beneath the years. I tried convincing myself the note was meant for someone else, but the words refused to leave my mind. The hours crawled by while my truck was repaired. I considered throwing the note away more than once. Common sense warned me not to meet a stranger at night, but another voice inside me, the one that had never stopped hoping, kept telling me I would regret walking away. At exactly 9 o'clock, I parked beside the abandoned train station. The place was silent except for crickets and the distant whistle of a freight train. Grace stepped from the shadows, holding a small cardboard box. Her hands trembled almost as much as mine. She didn't begin with explanations. Instead, she handed me the box. Inside was an old silver pocket watch with a cracked glass cover. My breath caught immediately. My father had given me that watch on my 21st birthday. It had disappeared the same week my entire life fell apart. Grace explained that her grandmother, Margaret, had raised her after adopting her as a frightened little girl. Before Margaret passed away only weeks earlier, she confessed a secret she had carried for years. Grace had been found wandering outside a courthouse after a confusing series of legal mistakes and emergency evacuations caused records to disappear. Margaret searched for the girl's family but found only dead ends before eventually becoming her legal guardian. On her final day, she gave Grace the pocket watch, saying it had been clutched tightly in the little girl's hands when she was found. Grace admitted she had noticed the faded family crest engraved on the watch chain after seeing the exact same symbol tattooed on my wrist while serving coffee that morning. She wasn't certain what it meant, but something told her our lives were connected. Neither of us wanted to believe something so impossible without proof. Over the following weeks, we worked together to uncover old records buried in county archives. Retired clerks remembered the courthouse fire that had destroyed files decades earlier. Volunteers from a local church spent hours helping us piece together forgotten documents. Every small discovery pointed toward the same unbelievable truth. Grace wasn't simply connected to my past. She was my daughter. No movie scene could ever capture what happened when that final confirmation arrived. We both cried without embarrassment. Years of unanswered prayers, lonely birthdays, and silent holidays suddenly found meaning. We couldn't recover the years we had lost, but we still had tomorrow. Grace introduced me to her husband, Caleb, and their cheerful little boy, Samuel, who welcomed me as though I had always belonged. Their home was filled with laughter instead of regret. Margaret had left behind letters explaining how deeply she loved Grace and how desperately she hoped one day the missing pieces of her life would finally return. Instead of feeling anger toward the woman who raised my daughter, I felt gratitude. She had given Grace a safe childhood filled with love when fate had taken her far away from me. If this story has touched your heart so far, I'd love to hear from you. Please leave a comment telling us where you're watching from and whether you believe hope can survive even the longest seasons of waiting. Your words may encourage someone reading them today. I never made it to Colorado. Instead, I rented a small apartment just a few miles from Grace's family. Every Sunday we gathered around the dinner table, and each meal reminded me that miracles often arrive quietly, disguised as ordinary moments. Sometimes they come folded inside a simple note beside a cup of coffee, carried by someone brave enough to believe that strangers can become family again. If this story moved you, please like the video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more heartfelt stories that remind us compassion, faith, and second chances still exist. Because sometimes the greatest miracle isn't finding what was lost. It's discovering that love never stopped searching for you.